Hi, I'm Kim from KimberlyKoehler.com. Sometimes you don't feel 100% creative. Maybe you're just in the middle of a creative block and you just need a little bit of inspiration to help you feel creative again. Today I am sharing part one of a new free mini e-course that will help you feel inspired and creative again. This mini e-course is in 5 parts. Part one is a creative activity to help boost your creativity, and I'm going to share that right here today in this video. Part two is creating an art journal page, and don't worry if you haven't done it before. I'm going to give you tips and suggestions, and let me just tell you, even though I'm sharing my art journal pages with you, you do not have to share these with anybody. It's just for yourself. It's just for your own creativity. In part three, we're going to pull out themes from the art journal page. Part four, we're going to sketch jewelry design ideas. So again, if you've never done that before, don't worry. Again, you don't have to share it with anybody. It only has to be understood by yourself. And I'm going to share some tips with you with that. And part five will be a jewelry tutorial. In this mini e-course, I'm hoping that you'll be inspired and come up with your own jewelry ideas from your own imagination with your own personal style. But if not, I have a fun, customizable jewelry tutorial to help you. Now, even though it's 5 parts, don't get overwhelmed by that. It's kind of how I separate them. The parts aren't huge, mega hour-long sessions. They're small. You can do this whole thing in one day if you want. So as I said, we're going to do part one today, right here and now. But to get parts 2 through 5, you just have to sign up at the link below and you'll get them for free. And you'll also be signed up for my email newsletter that I usually send out about once a week. This free mini course is going to give you just a little taste of my e-course called Inspired E-Course. Inspired E-Course is a creativity / art journal / jewelry making course. If you like this mini e-course, you're really going to love Inspired E-Course, where we really dig in deep with that course. You can learn more about that course and sign up at the link below. So let's get started with part one. So part one, the creativity booster. So this is a exercise designed to boost your creativity. Now this one isn't necessarily glamorous, but it is super inspiring. The creativity booster is clean your workspace. So by workspace, I mean anywhere that you work. You may have a whole studio, maybe you just need to clean off your work table and that's as far as you really need to go. Or maybe you work in a corner of your kitchen. Whatever it is, I know when you're working a lot and creating, sometimes things just kind of get mixed up, mingled, you start having an overwhelming amount of stuff and it's all cluttered up. So we're going to clean our workspace. Now there are a few reasons why I think this is helpful. So number one is it actually takes your mind off of creativity and off of the jewelry you're creating or whatever it is you're doing. I have my best ideas more when I'm in the shower, washing dishes, doing something completely different than actually sitting at my work table and making something. So the first reason I think this is helpful for your creativity is it actually takes your mind off of creativity. Number two is you actually will touch and see your supplies. So you're going to be going through them and seeing them, remembering what you have. Oftentimes when I'm cleaning up, I'm like, oh wow, this bead is so beautiful and I totally forgot about it, or this, whatever the supplies are. You actually touch them, see them, and remember they're fresh in your mind again. And number three, for me, having a nice clean space makes me want to dive right back in again. So I've cleared away the clutter and I have my nice clean space. I'm ready to jump right in. So sometimes it's our tendency to want to come up with ideas or really push ourselves through a creative block. And oftentimes that's not what you need. You just need to take a moment to do something else. In this case, I'm suggesting cleaning your workspace, but like I said too, like sometimes you need to just take a shower or wash your dishes or even just do something else all together. So when you bought your supplies, remember that feeling when you're like, oh, this is perfect. You find the most beautiful beads, whatever, that great feeling, you're all excited, kind of hype about it again. That is the same feeling I have when I rediscover beads or supplies that I had forgotten about. And this helps immensely as well if your creativity, you start to immediately think of things you can start creating with those items. Sometimes you buy something and you bring it home, or you ordered it online, you open it up, and it's on your desk, on your workspace. You put it in your box of supplies, whatever you have, and life calls. You have to deal with all the little other details of life, and you completely forget that you even have those supplies to begin with. So when you're going through your workspace, you see them again, and you can recapture that feeling of excitement when you first found those supplies. Sometimes it's leftover beads from another project. You made a project, you made a necklace, you made whatever, and you had some beads left over, kind of put them to the side. When you're going through, you find them again. It's all the same thing I'm saying over and over again. It's just exciting to rediscover the supplies that you had once loved and kind of forgot about it. So here's what you can do. If you don't have a ton of time, just set a timer. Maybe you have 15 minutes. Set your timer and see how much you can go through. It probably is going to take a lot less time than you think. That's what I always find whenever I'm doing something like this. A few things to do while you're cleaning up your workspace is put away your leftover beads that are left over from a project. I tend to leave mine out, so go ahead, get them put away. Maybe you have some wire sitting around that you need to gather up to either recycle or just get rid of. Just picking up any trash or random items that have accumulated that don't even belong there. You can just separate your things into like items, like here's a pile of blue beads, pink beads, whatever. Here are my metals and wires. You can organize your tools in a way that makes sense to you. And also, if you're digging deep into this, you might find you need some more organizational supplies or bins, so you can make yourself a list of what you need to get to complete your project. Although, if you know me, I don't suggest going out and buying things. Usually you have everything you need around your house just naturally to organize and that sort of thing. So I go through my supplies quite regularly and pull out what I'm not using to donate, or sometimes I even resell them. I love the feeling of knowing that everything I have on hand right now is something that I really love. So even if you don't have a ton of time, just set your timer for whatever amount of time you do have, 15-20 minutes, whatever it is, and dive in and clean your workspace. So one other thing I just want to mention while you're doing this, if you see any beads, and especially beads, that grab your attention, put them to the side, maybe put them in a little bowl or a tray, and we will be using them in our jewelry project. So dive on in, let's do it. And the next part will be part 2, which will be art journaling.